Whether you be one of those romantic types who take your dates out on swimsuit shopping dates, or you're just the kind who likes to stay at home while your mum cooks you and your angel dinner, one thing is for sure: pain. You will be in so much pain unless you beat the random quick time events she throws at you and you're able to accurately plan through her dialogues while battling evil. It's just what you have to do while you're dating, I guess. The story focuses around Yuki Sakai, a dead bastard who clings to life the best way a dead person can, by harnessing soul flame and using it to fuel magical adventures. Actually, this is a universe where there be monsters, and when people die they're replaced by their torches, which eventually fade away, as well as everyone's memory of that person. Yuki has a special power that replenishes his flame every night at midnight, unlike other torches who just fade away over time, making him highly valuable to all these devious, demon-hunting, evil, magic, evil characters, and their evil. This only hope is a flame haze named Shana, a sword-wielding loli who protects him. I hope you all like dating sims, because all your favourite elements are back again. The text boxes, the wrong answers, and the skipping text at an alarming rate. There are a few little additions here which are helpful, such as the sound effect that plays after each decision to indicate just how screwed you are, and this leads to an easy trial and error strategy in order to figure out the best path. Saving can be done at any time, so just save, listen for what sound effect plays, and then, if you guessed wrong, reload. There are some surprise elements here, like quick time events which come out of freaking nowhere. You'll be speeding through text, and one just pops up, asking you to input a 5-button combination of face buttons and directional inputs. You also need to input them in the direction outlined by the inner circle, pressing them either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Of course, which direction they are going to come up in is completely random, so you just have to be quick about it. This all contributes to how well you do in relationship aspects of the game, so keep saving and hope for the best. The best part of the game, however, is, by far, the combat aspect, which focuses on a number-based 2.5D, luck-style beat-em-up scenario. You take the role of Shana in these battles against rogue gallery from the show. There are a number of battles, essentially playing as boss encounters at the end of each chapter of the game. Your actions are limited to a number of inputs during battle: moving, charging, or attacking. You're given information on your current attack power and chances of hitting the opponent, the same info on your opponent's attacks, your current health and energy, your opponent's health and energy, and your button input list you will pick up on in no time at all, I'm sure. The fighting itself lends itself to a playstyle of strategy and patience. Charging is required in order to make any action, and thus is required at the beginning of battle. You use 2 energy to attack, and a varying number of energy depending on how much you move Shana. Moving around the battlefield changes the strength and probability of your attacks, as well as your opponent's, lending a level of strategy to the field placement. Once you're in a good position, it's time to attack! You have 3 element attacks, each mapped to one of the face buttons: circle, triangle, or square. This is where the probability and strength meters come into effect. Generally, you would want to pummel the opponent by spamming the attack with the highest power, but also, that move has the lowest probability of success. It's about playing around with your movement until you find a good spot of values, and just keep at it until they go down. Once you select attack, a minigame comes up, requiring you to hit the buttons of the attack you chose in time of 2 turning circles as the 2 triangles on them line up. Hit them correctly and you will unleash an attack on your opponent. However, if you miss an input, or your opponent blocks even one of the 3-stage attack, the whole battle is negated and you'll be returned to the field. This may seem a bit annoying, but it's the same deal for your opponent. Choose one right out of the 3-part attack and it'll all be negated. Pay attention to which one of their elemental stats is the highest before the battle and keep hitting that defensive. It will mean less damage if you fail in the long run. It'll take a bit to get used to, but the battles are quite fun, if not a little easy once you figure out the basic strategy to each by moving around a bit and finding the sweet spot. Following your victory is a little follow-up conversation, some secret out of nowhere quick time events again, and then an opportunity to save. I wish there was a harder difficulty or some sort of challenge mode, but it's great to see one of those more in-depth combat games that can be related to this series. While there are only 2 major goals to choose from, there are recorded 5 endings to this game, so I can assume some sort of moderate or bad endings as well as the good. In regards to extras, an album shows off your images, a sound gallery, some music, and there is a battle arena to relive some of the battles you undertook. The whole game is beautifully done in regards to style. The characters are all voice acted, the art is well drawn, if not a little stiff when it comes to battle sequences, but that's more the limitations of basing your fighting engine around still images rather than a lack of creativity. The effects are well placed in battles, and the amount of text in quick time events, while surprising at times, is not totally overwhelming, if mostly because of the very generous saving and text skipping options. Given the multiple playthroughs and interesting battle systems, there are quite a few things here to entertain even the most minimal of Shana fans. The game was also ported to the Nintendo DS, with new clothes and other characters to battle as other than Shana, so check the region-free DS copy also. If you enjoy fighting games that require a little more, and by that I mean having a dating sim slapped in the middle, I'd give this one a go. It is begging for a multiplayer option, but I just have to make do kicking the crap out of the obvious weakness Samurai. Is it really okay to have a dating sim about going after a lowlight? I know it's one of those deals where she's actually older than she looks, but this really is a grey area. If you say she's 13, it's bad, but 14 is sort of okay. Still a felony, just no longer pedophilia. Then again, there was Shinobu in Love Hina. That was way worse than this. And what about Shobits? Does age count from when they're made or how old they look? I mean, they must have rights, right? Because you can marry them. So was she 2 or something? Maybe it's okay since it's all that innocent type of love, you know, the one where you go shopping and then fight some archdemons. Maybe I'm just reading too much into this. Maybe I should put Chi back in the garbage before I get convicted.